Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who was Moses speaking to?
Unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazareth and Dizahab.
All right, now give me 10 and 12. This is what Moses was telling the Israelites, all right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
What God, what?
What does the Lord thy God require of thee?
What does require mean? You have to. He said, I require that you do this. You must do it. This ain't no if, ands. This is a must. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Why are we supposed to fear God? He created us. He created everything you see today. And he created ways to put people to death. You understand? He is the author of death. Go to Psalm 68 and 20. Watch this. We have to fear our God. He's the only God, the God of Israel. We have to be afraid of him because his judgments are horrendous in some cases. The reason why, sister, he's the only living God. All these other religions and these gods that they worship, those are idols. Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 20. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord being the issues from death.
Read that again.
He that is our God.
He that is our God. The black Messiah. God of Israel. That's our God. Read.
Is the God of salvation.
He's the only God that can save. He's the only one that's going to save in that day of tribulation. When Christ show up, he's the only one. Read.
And unto God the Lord belong the issues from death.
Unto God belong the issues of death. So anytime you see somebody dying, God's hand is played a part in that. Right. You understand? So when we see little children getting hit by drive-bys, the Most High has something to do with that.
Right.
You understand? Go back. Unfortunately, that's the truth. So he's saying, I require something of you, or else you got to deal with me. What kind of God will put his chosen people in slavery? Let me show you. Exodus 15 and 3, and we're going to go back. This is the God that'll put his chosen people in slavery as punishment for them being disobedient.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
What is he?
A man of war.
The Lord is a man of war. That's the only God who would do that to his kids. So think about what he's going to do to the people who did that to us. Now, what we're trying to do, go back to Deuteronomy, is show you, sister, that, and the reason I'm coming at you so hard is because you know you're an Israelite. All praises. All praises, so you do understand. All praises to the Most High. All praise. Give me Romans 1 and 20. Because you know that you're an Israelite. You know what I mean? You know you're supposed to be keeping the commandments. Right? Hold on. Right? And you say I'm not coming at you hard, right? All right, let's see this.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen.
So we can see all the things, the sun, the moon, that God created. Those things are clearly seen, right?
Being understood by the things that are made.
And we're the things that made. So we understood that God made those things, right?
Even his eternal power and Godhead.
Godhead. The Most High, Christ, and the angels, read.
So that they are without excuse.
What are they going to be?
So that they are without excuse.
So you're going to be without excuse. Knowing that you're an Israelite and you're supposed to be keeping the commandments, you're going to be without an excuse when Christ show up.
how God is. What you really,
So,
when you read the story of
right.
Samuel and the story of King David, you recognize what type of God we are really dealing with when we are dealing with the living God.
Right.
So because of that, I asked him a question because, okay, we were in this land. This is our land. America,
Who was in this land?
we was.
So look on that sign right there. Look on that sign right there. Do you see yourself on that sign? On your left hand side is what God calls us in the Bible. On the right hand side is what the oppressor named us. Which one are you? You everyone? What is your father? He's a so-called African American. He's an Indian. So look down at Gad, the Native American Indians. So yes, yeah, that's the tribe of Gad. So you are from the tribe of Gad. If your father was a Native American, he's from the tribe of Gad. That makes you a Gadite. That's right. You see what I'm saying? You are what your father is. Give me that in Numbers.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
A pedigree means your lineage, your bloodline.
After their families, by the house of their fathers.
So your father determines who you are. That's why when you read the Bible and you read genealogy, it always starts with the men. You are what your father is. The seed, because if I plant a seed, it's my seed. It don't matter what land I planted the seed in, it's still gonna be me. You understand? So you are a Gadite. You understand? Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 5. I'm gonna show you how your forefathers got to this side. Give me 2nd Ezra 13, verse 40. I'm gonna show you how the northern kingdom of Israel got to this side of the world. All right?
After they settled on this side,
I'm gonna show you.
we began to commune with the devil.
Exactly.
Was that the reason why we are? I feel like this is our punishment. Us being the memories of who we really are and everything that our forefathers already knew.
I understand where you're going. Give me Leviticus 26 and 14. This is why you're going through the stuff you're going through. I'm going to show you, but then I'm going to show you how you got over here, and I'm going to show you why the Most High sent the devil after you. Read.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments.
You see that? He warning you. He said, if you don't do, a lot of people got a problem with what Kanye West said, that slavery is a choice. They got a problem. But God giving us a choice right here. Watch this. Read it again.
Verse 15. And if ye shall despise my statutes.
If you despise my statutes, because he tell us we're supposed to be serving him with joyfulness and gladness. But we despised it. Read.
Or if your soul abhor my judgments.
If you hate my judgments.
So that ye not do all my commandments.
And you don't do everything I commanded you in this Bible besides animal sacrifice, because Christ is our sacrifice. But we still got high holy days we have to keep. We still got certain foods we cannot eat. You see, we still got a dress code. All these, we still supposed to be doing these things. Read.
But that ye break my covenant.
But you broke my covenant. So what did he say?
I also will do this unto you.
What God said he's going to do if you make the choice not to serve me?
I will even appoint over you terror.
What are you going to do?
Appoint over you terror.
Look at these signs, sister. When the so-called Edomites came after us, that is terror.
That's right.
They're the biggest terrorists on the earth. Right. They destroyed a whole nation of people. Right. Children, women. Right. They fed our children to dogs, sister. Alligators. Look at these signs. They burnt the northern kingdom. They was burning y'all 13 in a row on the wood to symbolize the 12 apostles and Jesus Christ. Right. They know who you are. Right. And the Most High said, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to point terror over you. We don't go about the wisdom of this world, all these, what is that called, numerology, and all. We don't get into that. But what we're saying is, the Esau, which is a so-called white man, he was hanging the Native Americans 13 in a row to symbolize the 12 apostles and Jesus.
That's right.
Burning them, sister, look. Throwing your children up against trees, busting their head. Wide open. Because we didn't want to listen to what God told us to do. Read on.
Verse 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning egg.
See, this consumption, when they came over here, they was giving out those blankets with smallpox in them. You see what I'm saying? They wasted half the nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Most High he telling you what you gonna do. What he gonna do if you don't serve him. If you make the choice not to serve him, you gonna make the choice to go into slavery. Read.
That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain.
All right, now go back to Deuteronomy. You see what I'm saying, sister? So by you knowing that you are a Gadite, you are from the 12 tribes of Israel. It is your responsibility. It is required of you that you keep God's commandments. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. Bring it out. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
He said, I'm going to bring a nation against you from far. Those Edomites, they came from the other side of the world. You see what I'm saying? Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
What's their symbol? What's an eagle? What's on the side of a mail truck? An eagle. What's on the top of a flag? An eagle. When you go in the courtroom, what's they got in there? An eagle. What's on the back of your dollar bill? An eagle. Their symbol is the eagle. It's been there from Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain. Their symbol is the eagle. You understand? Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because the Native American Indians spoke Hebrew. They came speaking a language that they didn't understand. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Fierce countenance. Look, sister, they didn't care if you were old or young. They were killing us. They were killing our children. They didn't care. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care how old you were. If you was in a wheelchair, walking on a cane, you had dementia. They didn't care. Read.
Nor shall favor to the young.
They didn't show favor to the young. Even if you were just suckling on the breast, they didn't care. They were feeding us to animals, leaving our bodies out to be destroyed, and the bears would come and drag us in the forest and eat our bodies. They didn't care. See, read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
He ate the fruit of the cattle, all the buffaloes that the Indians had. They consumed it all. Read.
And the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed.
See that? You see that? So the Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, that's why they sent him over here. The Most High sent him over here. Yeah, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3. There's no such thing as being mixed. There's no such thing as being mixed, sister.
For us to combine with the white man, that's against God.
It's against God. It's against God, but there's no such thing as being mixed. We read that the Father has the seed. So it don't matter what land I plant my seed in, it's still me. But it is against God to lay down with these women. We're going to prove it, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me.
He said, you ain't supposed to give your children to them because they're going to turn away my son from following me. That was King Solomon saying, 1 Kings 11. Yes, sir.
So, what would be another way that we can return like us away from following him? I mean, there's a fix to that, because right now our people don't know that we are Israelites. Exactly. We don't know our nationality according to the Bible. black, we think we're Hispanic or Native American, but that's nowhere in the scriptures. That's what we were taught through slavery. So now it's programmed in our heads. So now we have to reteach ourselves all over again through the Spirit of Christ. So that's what the brother was bringing out. And when the brother was talking about this image over here earlier, this is a depiction of him. Okay? Give me Exodus right here. Give me Exodus. I want to show you why. Because it's not like we pay homage to this thing over here. We don't pay homage to this image right here. Because that would be taking the glory away from the Most High God. Exactly. Then it's an idol. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5.
Because look at Caesar Borgia, look at that. And everybody thinks that's Christ. Now you got people in the Roman Catholic Church that kiss his feet, that's touching him. Now you got him on crosses and all that. Let me ask you a question. Would you put a coffin on your neck? Would you put a coffin on your neck? Because that's simple. It's very simple. Because that's talking about death. When people wear that cross with Christ, that's talking about death. You wouldn't put a coffin on your neck. Exactly. It's craziness. It's a relic. It's foolishness. And the scriptures say they talk against it. In Habakkuk 2 and 18, it talks about that thing. How we shouldn't. It's foolishness. It really is. But that's how. Right. All praises to the Most High. Let's finish that thing up in the next one. But yeah, she already knows it. Bring that in.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Right. You shouldn't bow down to no idols. We don't bow down to that idol way down there.
Nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Because he's a jealous God. Because now he sees that we are worshiping Caesar Borgia. All right, and this has nothing to do with Christ right here. Caesar Borgia, the Pope's son, that has nothing to do with Christ. That is the false depiction of Christ. It always has been. This has been our destruction for over 400 years and still rolling. It's been our destruction. All right? All praise.
No, sis. We got it. We got it, sis.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Hey, all praises. All praises. All right? Yeah. Give me that in Hosea 3 and 4. Yeah, like the officer was bringing out, sister. We don't worship that. But a lot of people got a problem with that image that we put out. But why they ain't never have a problem with this one? Why they ain't never have a problem with it? Because we love the oppressor. But this is why we have that image. All right? We don't worship it. We don't bow down to it. But our people are very visual. You see what I'm saying? This is why we got it.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
We're going to abide many days without a king. This is not our king. We don't know. We don't have a king. We don't have nobody to fight for us. We don't have nobody in politics pushing for us. We don't. Christ's new governor. Read.
And without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image.
We didn't have an image. We didn't have an image, nothing to look at that shows us what the true Messiah looks like. They gave us this. All the images that they have over in Europe, they know who we are, and they know that Solomon, David, they know all the people, the prophets, they know Christ and the Most High, they know they black. But we live in a bubble over here in America. They will never show us that because they want us to stay in sin. This is why they want us to stay in sin. Give me that in Judith 5 and 20.
Right. Let me get this for you, because I got a short time, but I wanted to touch on some more laws, but I want you to stay, 'cause I want the next teacher to edify you on how we're supposed to eat, how we're supposed, you see what I'm saying? It's stuff you need to know. All right. Read that.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
So these people, they observing us from a hilltop, and they're wondering who we were. You see what I'm saying? And why, what was so special about, what was so unique about us, right? Read.
And they sin against their God.
He said, if there's error in these people and they sin against their God, which is the God of Israel,
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That's going to be our downfall. That's going to be our ruin if we sin against our God. If we break his laws. Like you don't have your dress on, sister. That's why we still in slavery. Read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
They'll come up against us, which they have, and they overcame us, which they have. Watch this.
But if there be no iniquity,
say, sister. But the Lord said, if we not sinning, if there is no iniquity
in their nation, let my Lord.
Hold on. It don't say individually. It says in our nation. And right now we only waiting on 1/3 of our people to repent. Because the Most High say 2/3 got to go. They just too gummed up in the head. They will not change. You see what I'm saying? But he said, what? Read that again.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Leave them alone.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us, subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.